Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. This is a surprise drop in. This is your girlie Vatney. How are you? I'm very happy to be able to stop in this morning to make a special announcement and to introduce a very, very special guest, LaTorcha. LaTorcha Polati. Welcome, LaTorcha.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. This is not your first time on this platform, but
Okay.
you're here on a different mission this time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Everyone, I want you to help me to welcome LaTosha to the platform. She she is gonna be joining you weekly on a Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. to do a program that is going to be focusing on women issues, right? Is that it, LaTosha?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Mm-hmm.
right, so tell us your plans. Tell us the big dream. Hello, Chantel. Thank you for joining.
So, with us as women, there's so many areas that we have been silenced about. There's so many areas that we really don't talk about, that we have been masked. We don't have a voice anymore. We don't advocate for ourselves anymore because we don't even realize that we are walking in the places of being broken. We've just learned how to just get by. We've learned how to just make it happen. And because we are in that place, we don't even see the need for we're so blinded to the pain, so blinded to our brokenness that we're moving and trying to make it happen. And right now we have to, it's the year of the women. If
Mm-hmm.
it's the year of us to step into our queendom, and in able to step into our queendom, we have to understand who we are as queens.
Right.
Mhm.
Wonderful. So you're gonna shake them up. You're gonna say, listen, ladies, we have to claim the crown.
Yes.
So that's wonderful. Um, just for the audience, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, Latasha?
Yes, I am LaTorcha Polati. I am a certified life coach, and I am a minister of the gospel. And so, right now, I help women get over past hurts, um, allow them to not only just survive, but to thrive in life, to be able to thrive not just in relationship, but um, emotionally, financially, because I help them with mindset shifts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So women can expect to come on here. Are you gonna be taking questions?
I can. Hmm.
Okay. And they can ask questions and they'll be getting some good advice from someone who is a trained life coach, and you're also a minister of religion, um, or in making, right? But you are someone who is used to leadership,
Hmm.
in other words. So that's an awesome combination of skills you're bringing to the forefront.
Hmm.
Um, can you tell me from your observation, what do you think is the biggest problem that challenges that ladies are facing now to step up and to own their place in society?
I think majority of the problem is that we our roles are switched. And so
Mm-hmm,
instead of us standing in our feminine energy and our feminine aspect of who we are, we have
mm-hmm,
been put into a role of being both the masculine and the feminine. And we
mm-hmm,
don't know the difference. We don't know how to be concrete in who we are as women. As
mm-hmm,
women, we're intuitive, and as women, we're generous. We're nurturing, we're creative. We just understand how to be. But with men, it's about being confident, taking over, and when we as women don't understand the balance of who we are as a woman, if we don't walk at least 95% in our role as a woman, we get off balance, we get out of alignment. And I think that's the biggest thing, is because we have to be the mother, the father, the sister, the brother. We have to be everything to everybody, that we
mm.
lose ourselves in the roles that we are supposed to walk completely in.
Right, right, right. So it's understanding the role that we're supposed to be playing.
Hmm.
Um, I know for some women, it's as if life teaches you to be rough based on your circumstances that you're brought up in. How does such a woman becomes um revert to being feminine as she is meant to be? How does she revert? Because she grew up in a sort of lifestyle that, kind of pushed her to be a tough person in order to
Mhm.
survive.
Well, first we have to understand that being strong doesn't mean being hard.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with my mom saying, listen, you're a strong black woman. Never let them
Mm-hmm.
see you cry. Never let them see you sweat. I need you to make sure that you are always, you always have um you let them see, you never let them see you in a weak state. But
Mm-hmm.
what that caused me to do is become so hard that I didn't even know how to have emotions. I didn't know how to just be a woman. All I knew is I had to make it happen. I had to be present, even though honestly I wasn't present, but I forced myself to put on the mask and to present myself to be what everyone wanted me to be. And
Mm-hmm.
so for women now, we have to be able to remove that mask, because
Mm-hmm.
it's something about a mask. You see the world moving in front of you. You are able to get enough air to breathe, but every mask that I've known and every mask that I own right now, it doesn't have a place for your mouth, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't have a place to be able to advocate for yourself. You don't have a place to be able to speak up and say, no, I'm not okay. Because we've been silent so much behind the mask saying that put your best face forward. And so, in able to revert that, we're going to have to understand that being strong doesn't mean being hard. You can still be feminine. You can still be a woman. You can still walk in that energy of just being creative, being able to just be. We
Mm-hmm.
have never had a place as women, because of our struggles, to just be happy, to just be at peace, to just be in a place where we are able to say, this is who I am. Love me or leave me. But we have been so accustomed to being what everyone wants us to be, even if they hurt us or break our heart. Oh, I can make them better. I can make him into a better man. I can make him into a husband, and we find ourselves on the outward looking in, wondering why. Why am I not good enough? Why am I not able to be loved the way that I deserve to be loved? And it's because we are been behind the mask trying to encourage and lift up everyone else when we are slowly dying ourselves.
Right. Wow. And we you talk about the mask that we're not speaking
Hmm.
because it doesn't have a place, a mouth for you to
Hmm.
speak, right?
Hmm.
I find that a lot of the ladies kind of leave speaking to males. They kind of like to say, I am in the background. I am working in the background. Oh, I am a behind the scenes person. So we
Hmm.
don't come out and speak about issues that affect us. We
Hmm.
don't come out and speak about issues that affect our children, our home, our relationships, for example, our community,
Hmm.
right? Because we don't see speaking as being a part of our role in
Hmm.
life. Is that is that something that we can hear a lot more from you about?
Yes. We as women, we go to the extreme.
Mm,
And when I say extreme, either we're not talking and we're not being present, to being present behind someone else. Being
mm,
present and pushing, because now I have to be this woman. I have to be a woman. I have to be that submissive woman. I have to be that woman that they talk about in Proverbs 31, when really most of the women don't understand the Proverbs 31 woman. If they don't really research it, they feel, okay, I have to be behind the scenes. I have to
mm,
lift my husband up. I have to lift my children up, but yet I don't have a voice. But when we realize the strength as women that we have to be able to speak things into the atmosphere, to be able to speak things that we believe and watch it take form and root and grow. And the thing about it is, that's why we need a mindset shift, because we can be speaking negative things, and that's what's growing in our lives. Oh,
mhm,
I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. I'm never going to be loved the way that I want to be loved. So those are the things that we are speaking out because of our pain and our brokenness. But when we learn that we have a voice, when we learn that our voice is important, when we learn the power of our voice, then there will be a shift in our life and a shift in how we move. And it's also fear.
Mm-hmm.
When I used to step forward, everyone talked me, they knocked me down. When I stepped forward to speak or to tell them what I wanted, everyone turned their backs on me. Everyone knocked me down. They didn't encourage me. They didn't push me forward. And one of the things I also want to talk about is being able to stand, even if you have to stand alone.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You have to find your confidence. Confidence is a big part of what drives us and keep us standing.
Hmm.
If you have to, if you think that your confidence is within a man and not within yourself, then you will always be hiding behind that man, pushing him in front of you instead. Like, you give away your own power. um
But it's
yeah.
not so much about confidence, because you get your confidence from being able to do your job. And
Mm-hmm.
so you can hide behind your job and have confidence, but still have low self esteem. And
Mm-hmm.
it's the low self esteem that caused you to stand now, even though you're doing your role because you have been equipped to do that role, be it as a job, a mother, a wife, a girlfriend. You know that role. So you can do it with confidence because it's almost like a job. But if you don't have high self esteem behind that, that's when you'll find yourself being put down, um, belittled, not stepping full, not allowing people to treat you how you deserve to be treated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Wow. um what can I say? Who are the persons that you think will benefit the most from what you're going to be offering in your program?
Women.
Women.
Women who, because if you look at it, women who have been hurt, women
Mm-hmm.
who felt like they have to be the dominant figure in a relationship, in a family, someone who's working but they don't have a voice. So it's pretty much the totality of a woman. I can't say that it's just for Christian women. I can't say it's just for Black women. I can't say
Mm-hmm.
it's just for white women, because we all go through the same thing. We may go through it at a different level in our life. We may go through it at a different time, but we all have a level of insecurities. We all have a level of low self esteem, low confidence. We
Mm-hmm.
all walk sometimes feeling unworthy to be able to be loved or handled the way that we should be handled. So when you ask me who, it will be just women in general.
Just women
It's
in
no
general.
specific woman, because everything that I will talk about is going to resonate with you as a woman, either something that you have dealt with in your past or something that you will face in the future.
Okay. Okay. That's lovely. Thank you. Janice just joined. Hello, Janice. You could put your question in the chat for LaTosha. If you have a question, Winsome also welcome, Winsome. If you have a question for LaTosha, please put it in the chat. And Chanel Grant, you've been here. You can also put your question in the chat. So again, for those who joined us late, I'm Evadne, and I'm the CEO of Eve McLily Wellness and Eve McLily Teas. And I am your plant-based lifestyle coach. And I am here with LaTosha Polati, who is a lifestyle coach. Is it lifestyle coach? Health? No. What kind of coach you said it is?
Life coach. It's for
Life coach.
mindset and
It's a life
transformation.
coach.
Hmm.
It's a life coach, and she's a minister, and a lot of other things that you will hear about as we go along. She's an ex-military person, and so on and so forth. She is also going to be one of the guests on my sip soiree on Sunday. She will be telling her
Hmm.
story. So if you guys want to hear about her personal story, you
Hmm.
can join us on the sip soiree on Immaculate Teas on Sunday, right?
Hmm.
And so I'm here today introducing her as the newest person who will be joining Team Impact Global Network, who will be doing her own program every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. And so she's just kind of going through and telling us some of the things that she will be discussing. And as you can tell, she has a lot of passion about these things that she speaks, especially as it relates to women. She will be talking to women or talking with women,
Hmm.
in a very, very dynamic way, as she has so much energy. And so you can ask her questions, and you can, raise um you know points for discussion that she
Hmm.
you would like her to be talking about. She also has her own um program on Facebook, which is on Thursday nights.
Yes.
Bridging the Gap is
Yes.
the name of her
Hmm.
program on Facebook, so you could look for that and follow her as well. So she will tell you more about herself, but I just wanted you guys who joined late to hear a little bit about her. So come on up with the question. No, yes, it's all positive vibes here in the morning, and
Hmm.
I'm just so pleased to be bringing this to you. So, Minister Polati,
Hmm.
women, you said you're speaking to women. Is this also including teenagers, younger people?
Hmm. Because if it's, I would say yes, because the younger we get to the women, the easier it is for them to walk in a different mindset as they step into womanhood, as they step into being young adults, going out and relationship wise. Because if they know that as a woman, I am cherished, then they're not going to walk in and let anybody treat them any kind of way. They're going to
Mm-hmm,
know that I can have a voice and I can speak up for myself, and not in a demeaning fashion, but so that that I'm not going to settle for anything less than the best for myself.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Wonderful. Do you have anything that you would like to share with us about single mothers, the single motherhood um, lifestyle? There's so much positive things and negative things that comes out of being in a single mother's household. Do you have anything
Yeah,
that you would share with
it's
single
funny
mom?
because wherever you live as a woman, if you are a single mom, I'll come down your street. If you are someone who's dealt with trauma, I'll come down your street. If you're
Mhm,
someone who have lost your voice, I'm going to come down your street. And when I say come down your street, I mean I'm going to be able to touch bases because I was a single mother. I was a
mhm,
single mother for 16 years in the military, before I got married. And as a single mom, it's a joy to be a single mom, but it's
mhm,
also hard to be a single mom because you have to trust your village. You have
mhm,
to trust those that are around you. And if you've been a woman who have dealt with any type of trauma in your childhood, it's hard for you to really trust the village. It's hard for you to trust those that's around you. But as a single mom, I want you to know that it's possible. It's possible to move in a way where you're not always afraid. So I can't talk about you all that's watching, but I can just talk about for me. For me, I was
mhm,
so afraid to allow my daughter to go out, to have sleepovers, to really just be around people because I was molested as a young child. And
mhm,
and I was molested by someone that was supposed to love me. And
mhm,
so how can I allow her to be around people that I don't even know? But when you get to a place when you start healing, there was a time where I couldn't even embrace my own daughter because she looked so much like me. And I hadn't embraced the inner child who was still broken, who was still um, trying to grow. And so I had to learn how to embrace my child because I had to learn how to embrace me. And so with single moms, there's things that that's probably running through your head as to why am I not being the mother that I think I should be, but what I would leave you with is just do the best that you can, and just grow from where you are,
Mhm.
because we all wish we could have done this better or done that better, but just
Mhm.
take it one day at a time.
Right. When some is saying here, as a single mom, I thank God for my mother.
Hmm.
Yeah. I did you find that as a single mom, you were thanking God because you understood more what it was like for her as a mother? Like you could appreciate her more?
Well, in the beginning, I did not appreciate my mom because
Mm-hmm.
I felt that my mom didn't protect me.
Okay.
And and so if she had protected me, I wouldn't have went through what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to forgive her, and I had
Mm-hmm.
to forgive myself. Now I could tell you that now I look at my mom and I'm so thankful for her now. I'm so thankful for the things that she did, even the small things that she did. Even when I was trying to push her away, even when I ran away to the military and didn't look back. I'm
Mm-hmm.
so thankful that she did call my commanders to make sure that I was okay. That she did, there was times where she gave up her life to come live with me on a base because I needed someone to help me with my child because I was going to work at 4 in the morning and getting home at 10 o'clock at night. So, but I had to heal from my pain. But
Mm-hmm.
that's true. Now that I've healed from my pain during the journey, that my mom has been such a gem in me being able to have a career and being who I am today.
Wow. That's
Hmm.
powerful. Okay, so Chanel Grant is saying here, I don't have a question now, but as I listen, as I as I'm listening, so over a period of time, I will have a question. It's there, but I just not coming up now. Very much interested. That's okay, Chanel. You can take your time. I think you have to settle in and get used to,
Yeah.
speaking, using your voice. When
Hmm.
we say use your voice, it doesn't mean just talking physically, but also typing out, just expressing yourself publicly. It doesn't come around very easily for some people. For some,
Right.
it's easier than others because, just putting your story out there, it takes some bravery. And I'm sure there are other people on here who would want to say something or ask something, but it might
Hmm.
seem a little bit personal to them at first. But over time, you get more comfortable to
Right.
ask and speak, but we one of the biggest thing I think I'm interested in is getting people to use their voices more, to speak
Hmm.
up more, to express yourself more, and to encourage other people to speak as well,
Right.
because as ladies, especially Jamaican ladies, we were raised to be quiet, and it becomes a really big burden of for people to speak, because first they feel like they're judged when they speak. Somebody's going to say you're too show off or you chat too much,
Hmm.
so therefore you tend to not speak because you're afraid of all of these criticisms. So it has to be a learned behavior to move away from that. A kid that is growing in America learns that they need to speak, and they're encouraged to speak from their kids.
But no, that's not true. For many Black communities, like
Hmm.
now kids are not as disciplined as they were as we was growing up. And I
Yes.
don't even know if it was discipline. I think it was also a little bit of fear. But when we grew up, my mom said, "Be seen and not heard."
Yeah.
So even though I was raised in the States, my
Hmm.
voice was taken away as a young child
Still.
because it's like, listen, you're seen and not heard. These are adult conversations, so you can't be in the room. You can't have a say, and I think that's why so many uh not just Jamaican but American women have been so dealt with molestation and stuff for so young, abuse, because my mother said, what happens at home stay at home.
Yeah,
And then while you're at
definitely.
home, you still don't have a say. You're to be seen and not heard. And
Hmm.
so it kept the cycle of
Hmm.
generation after generation of abuse, of molestation, of
Right.
brokenness, because the voice was taken away.
Wow. Yeah. Our society, women, they don't speak up much. And when they go to speak, you become vocal. It's just that people just think that you're looking attention, that you just been enough, you talk too much, that sort of thing. So people would just shut up
Hmm.
because they don't want to be criticized that way, you show off or something like that. Yeah, so we do encourage people to speak, and we want to continue to do that. Um, is there anything that you want to say to these ladies who are listening, or people who will see this later on, LaTorcha?
I just want to say I'm excited about being able to come on here. As Eva said, this is my passion. I love to encourage and empower women. And one thing, if even though this is just the introduction, this is not going to be the full what I'm going to talk to you about. But, I want you to know that you're not alone. So, whatever you're dealing with, I probably have already dealt with or probably will deal with. So, most of us feel like we are alone. We're the only ones who've been abused this way. We're the only one who has been hurt this way. We're the only one where this man has done this or that to us. And, now we're walking in shame and regret. But I want you to know that you're not alone. That many people, because we don't, as women, don't have a voice, we don't tell our testimonies, we don't tell our stories. And because we don't tell our stories, it makes other women feel like they're the only one going through the situation. But I want you to leave here today knowing that you're not alone, that I am coming alongside of you, that we're going to, learn tools and lessons on how to overcome, how to be that woman that's not just surviving, but the woman that's now thriving in life in what she wants, and taking this world by force. And so I'm excited to start this journey with you, and I'm looking forward to you being on this journey with me.
Wow, yeah, wonderful. Before we slide out of here and we'll have a few minutes. Um, what would your advice be to women who find themselves existing in the role of traditional male dominated fields, whether it's work or church or whatever? You're in a traditionally male dominated role. I'm pretty sure you have something that you could add to that. How do you what would you say to those women, how they survive in those situations?
To embrace who you are, that's the most. But you have to really um, do a self reflection to know your strengths and your weaknesses. We try to be equal and walk with the man in the dominant roles. But if we step fully in our feminine role, then that's going to be the one that our role as a feminine woman is going to be what's going to draw the people to us, because we're not going to be out of alignment. When you're in a situation like that, it's easy to try to be a man. It's easy to try to let them know that I'm just one of the guys. But when you really walk in your inner strength and know who you are, then everything you set the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not trying to compete with them. You're coming in your own game. You're running
Mm-hmm.
in your own lane. And, there's something about being in your own lane. You're not bumping into people. The men, they find themselves climbing over each other trying to get to the top. But if you just understand who you are, you're going to easily go and be in the top. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be 100% in that female role. But what I'm saying is learn the balance. That you
Yeah.
don't have to be cutthroat and then go home feeling, some kind of way. You can still be a woman, still be able to demand respect. Demand, don't be a pushover, but that goes with knowing who you are and knowing your strengths and your weaknesses.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Winsome Smith says, "So happy that you got healed. I guess you wanted healing from the past with their mom."
Hmm.
Um, Winsome also said, "I was never afraid to speak as a young girl growing up. I find myself being less of a talker now, getting older. Come on, Winston, keep up the talking. It's just what to talk about. But talk, girl, you need to talk. Okay, Michelle Smith also joined. Welcome, Michelle. She says, good morning. I am at work and listening. Thank you so much, Michelle. Janice says, it is very important to speak up, especially if you have been abused, both
Right.
physically and emotionally, because that's when healing will begin.
Yes.
Do you have anything to add about healing, Latasha?
Well, with just like with anything, it's a process. It's just like, we go through the process of the same process of healing is almost the same process as grieving, because we've been so used to being that broken woman that when we have to walk away, sometimes we grieve the person that we're leaving behind, even though we know that it's going to be better on the other side. We talk about going from the old to the new, but what a lot of people don't talk to you about is that wilderness in between closing the door and opening the new door, the process that you have to go through. And so you just have to trust the process. If you have to cry, cry. If you have to scream, scream. You know, it's time to just get everything out. Even if you have to write a letter to your inner self, write a letter to the person that hurt you, and they may never see it. You may have to burn it. I remember when my process started was when I confronted the person who molested me. And even though it should have gave me a place where I stepped forward, it made me feel even worse, because I still remember to this day, he said, "You're acting like you're one in a million. You're one of millions that get molested. So deal with it."
Wow.
And so for me, it just showed me I gave you too much power. You had too much power that you was able to cause me, even in the moment we was talking, to feel like the little girl that you molested. And so I chose at that moment that no matter what I had to do, that I was going to become healed, that I wasn't going to allow him to have that power to make me feel that small when I had accomplished so much. By this time I was in the military for probably 15 years. E6, a staff sergeant who was in charge of soldiers, who was the person that they come to in the job. But at that moment, I felt like that little girl all over again. Like everything that I had accomplished went down the drain. And so, the process of healing, just trust the process and
Mhm.
just you have to be intentional about wanting to be made whole.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, Pauline, good morning. She says, good morning, blessings, happy Tuesday, Vadney, and everyone. Happy Tuesday, Pauline. Happy you're here. Guys, I'm just going to ask you, each of you on here, to share this broadcast so that other people can see it and know that we're starting something new on this page. Every Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock, Latasha will be here and she is going to take care of you. I know she's going to take care of you. She will be issuing out words of encouragement, sharing her story, talking about passion, talking about growing as a woman. She can identify with a lot of the struggles that you guys have been through. So she can speak on them much more than I am able to, as a mom, a military person, a pastor, minister, all of these things together.
Mhm.
She has a wealth of information and background that you guys can identify with, and I'm sure you will be benefiting a lot from her being here on Tuesdays to get to know you as you get to know her, and to help you through some of the difficulties that you may have.
Mhm.
um Janice says, I prayed for my abuser a lot until God um, took the pain and hurt away from me, and now I can think about it, but the sting is not there. Wonderful. Means that she has experienced real healing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Thank you for sharing, Pauline. I'm just gonna ask the other persons here to go ahead and share. And when you share, just put shared there so that I know Winsome Smith has shared. Thank you, Winsome.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we appreciate that, guys. That's how we're gonna spread the word. Yeah. So Winsome says, yes, I will. Love this chat. Powerful. Yeah,
Yeah.
see? I'm so happy I can bring this to you guys. We are intending, remember, we're moving away from, you want to pause so that you can take that?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So we're trying to move this platform to a bigger stage. Just not focusing on one area, but focusing on a world, a body, and this is one of the first major moves that we are taking with this platform to have a more international flavor and people from all over contributing to this pool, this global village that we are trying to create here. And I'm sure you will find that this is going to be very powerful. I just finished a conversation this morning with a gentleman on a radio station here in New York, and you guys will hear more about that because I will be I will be going on that radio show to talk about Impact Global and interviewing people and doing stuff like I usually do on this platform. So we're pushing this out there in different areas, and I'm sure you guys are going to be like wowed at, as to where this platform will go. So I do need your support and for you to continue to share and to be find ways that you can be a part of the process. Pauline is supposed to be coming on or soon with something about uh, it's not healing per se, but just how to deal with the amount of deaths that we have been having, especially around this COVID period. How many people have lost family members? How many people are still grieving? And we have not seen processes that are put out there for to help people with grief. And so Pauline has proposed a project to have someone come inside here to talk about grief, how we handle grief. And she made contact with two pastors, and soon you will hear a date or time announced for us to have that program where people can constructively
Mhm.
deal with grief, because that's a big thing, and we're not paying enough attention to just how many people lost loved ones over the last 2 years or so, and how many multiple loved ones in some cases, and they're not able to handle the grief. They just like don't know what to do with themselves. So that's one of the projects that you will hear about shortly. um, Apart from that, I did announce that the scholarship program that was awarded, the two scholarships for Beersheba Primary School, the laptops and books, school supplies will be sent to Jamaica this week for the two students who will be selected for that sponsorship for the entire year, and then into high school. They will be supported through high school as well. So that scholarship is going to be kicking off soon. And there are other projects that we're waiting to hear more about, like feeding the elderly and the children. So this network is going to be doing well. I have the faith in it, and the people who are here look like they are interested in what we're doing. So welcome aboard, LaTorcha. We're
Thank
so
you.
happy to have you and your input.
Yeah.
I know you have to run, so let's wrap this up. Anybody else have anything to say? Put it in the chat quickly before LaTorcha leaves. You could be a comment, you could say something nice, whatever, or a last minute question.
Mhm.
Latasha, as we close out, I just want to let you know that I really appreciate you stepping in here, stepping in this role.
Hmm.
Obviously, they're gonna love you. I can see that people are resonating with what you have been saying and discussing. And for those persons who have their questions
Hmm.
and not yet comfortable enough to come out and ask them, um, we can always pray for them,
Yeah.
and we can hope that they will find their voice
Hmm.
soon enough. How do you feel having been here so far?
I'm really excited because just being able to be here to empower women, it doesn't, it's not just for them, it's also for me,
Hmm.
and so I'm so honored that you even thought about me to um, ask me to do this because, and of course, I was like, "Whew, let me catch my breath." But I love it because because it's such a part of me, it's easy, but
Hmm.
it's just that, and you pushed me to do. And so I say thank you so much for allowing me this time to be able to empower the women, to be able to get us to a place where we are here and we're taking ownership, we're walking fully in our queendom, letting people know that this is me, I'm here, love me or
Yeah,
leave me.
yeah.
Mhm.
So excited, ready to go. So, okay, guys, I didn't see any more questions. So, I just want to thank you for taking some time out to stop here with us and to share. Those of you who shared, I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys back here for this program next week, Tuesday at 10 a.m. sharp with Latasha,
Mhm.
who will be in full control. All right. So, Latasha, our next meeting will be Sunday on this
Mhm.
If Maklili T's Sip Soiree, where you will be telling your life story or
Yes.
a part of your life story, a
Yeah.
powerful part of your story, which we all look forward to hearing. So I'll see you then, and I'll see you back here next week, Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. All right.
All righty.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
All
Thank
right.
you, guys. Bye bye. Stay blessed.